Hello everyone. So we are going to see forwarding of packets at network layer. So let's start. So for forwarding of packets basically means like placing packet on the route towards destination. Means suppose you are having a packet and you want to send it from the source to destination. Okay? So suppose there are two routers in between because this source is very far from your destination, right? So you can't send it from source to destination in one go because they are basically in two different networks, so you can't send it directly. So what you'll do is you'll firstly send it to this router 1, and then send it to this router 2. So it will be firstly sent here, then here, and then finally toward your destination. So putting your packet toward the way, toward the destination is what we call a positive forwarding or simply forwarding. Okay, so this is your packet. Then you can call it like your source forwarded to the packet toward destination or forwarded to router 1. Okay, so if this packet reached here and router 1 forwarded it toward router 2, so it placed packet here in the way toward router 2. Then again router 2 is in between the R1 and destination. So again, this is a positive forwarding or simply forwarding. So this is what forwarding is. Okay. So let me explain one more thing to you. That suppose this is your source, okay? And your source is attached toward to various routers, okay? Let's call it R1, R4, R5. And this is your destination. This is R2. Okay. Suppose you suppose you are having this packet, and by mistake your packet got forwarded to router 4. Okay, so this in this case you can't call it as this is a positive forwarding or forwarding, because this is not the way toward your destination. You want to send it to here, so it should be provided forwarded in this direction, not in this direction. Okay, from here how you will send it to our destination, right? So you should not call it forwarding. Your packet is not forwarded in a positive manner, so this is not forwarding. This is what forwarding, as we discussed. Let's move forward. We have now types of forward. So forwarding basically is of two types. The first one is based on destination address, and the second one is based on labels. So when IP uses connectionless protocol, or IP act as connectionless protocol, then in that case we use this type of forwarding. And if your IP is using connection oriented approach or connection oriented protocol, then in that case we call forwarding or we use forwarding based on labels. So what they are, let's discuss a brief overview of it. Further description we'll see in later videos. So on the okay, let's remove it. Okay. Yeah. So based on destination address, suppose this is your source and this is your destination. This is router in between. There can be many routers in between. Don't get confused that there'll be just two routers, because I'm drawing it like R1 and R2 like all every time. So don't get confused in that. So every router will be having some routing tables. On that basis, it it will basically decide to which direction it will forward the packets. So routing tables, you have already seen in routing algorithms and routing tables, you have seen. We are not going to discuss that here. I'm just saying that the packet, if that source is having this packet, then if this packet is got transferred to R1, okay, so how R1 will decide that to which direction it have to transfer the packet, okay. So on this basis of this routing table, with the help of this routing table and destination address here, destination address is mentioned on the packet, okay, which we are forwarding. So in that packet, the source and destination address will be written. So with the help of this destination address and this routing table, the routers are going to forward the packet. Yeah, so this is what this based on destination addresses. So when IP is using connectionless protocol, so it'll basically use this method. So the second method we have is based on labels. So what based on labels says that, firstly, one thing is when IP is using a connection oriented protocol, then this method will be used. And in this, basically, suppose your this is your packet, okay, so there are some additional labels attached with this packet, or we can call it header attached with this packet, okay. This is label. So label have some additional information using which the forwarding is going to happen. So this is what basically label does, okay. So in this way, if this approach is being used in order to forward your packet to our destination, then we call it that forwarding is done based on labels. So it will be used when IP is using connection oriented protocol, or IP is connection oriented, when in that case labels will be used. So thank you so much.